4 or 5 different stocks that you like, stuff that you probably use every day.
If people know they can come to your OnlyFans and learn how to produce a track, they're gonna subscribe.
Do this for years. This is long term.
They call me the Queen of the City for a number of reasons. The title actually first came from my little brother, B Chubb. A lot of people know that we were real close, you know, rest in peace to B Chubb, definitely. Him and Tay Dilly, like they was calling me like the Queen ASAP as soon as they heard me spit. And at the time, I was just like, yeah, I am the queen, but I'm the queen of Cincinnati. Like, I'm the queen of the city. And it's not just because I feel like I'm lyrically superior. No, I'm just but no, it's not just because, though, you know, that I do feel like I'm one of the hottest, if not the hottest female coming out of this market. But I also feel like I grind harder than any female and a lot of the guys, you know what I mean? So that's where the real thing with the Queen of the City is not just the music. It's like everything behind the music, the movement and all of that. And I don't even say like I'm doing this or I'm doing that just to be the best, but I feel like if I set the bar high, because I was one of the first females to really get put out there in this area, you know what I mean, like in Cincinnati, to be on the radio and really be doing a lot of shows and stuff like that. So the higher I set the bar, the better everybody else will be and the better they make me, because if they ain't doing nothing, then I ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I mean? Like if I'm my biggest competition, then it's gonna make it harder for me to keep on getting better. So like every time I do something, everything I do, I try to make sure that it's perfect, that it's industry ready, not looking at it like, oh, well, on a local level, you know what I mean? Like I've always set out to when you see me, everything is polished and it look like it's ready to go, you know what I mean? Like when I first started out rapping, I think I wrote like my first rap down just because that's how everybody else was doing it. So I'm like, okay, that's how you do it. And when I was in high school and I used to be rapping or whatever in class, like I think I had like some stuff wrote down in a notebook, and I don't remember if I lost it or somebody stole it or what. But after that, I was like, well, I don't want to write that down, because then if you lose your rhymes and somebody find them, then what? Or if you write it down and you don't remember it and you lose it, then you through. So like I used to be in class, teacher talking, I'm just in my head like, you know what I mean, getting it in. So that's pretty much like since then I just haven't wrote. And like now it's just cool because I don't have to worry about having a notebook. Like if I need to do a song or whatever, everything in my head, I can just spit it, you know what I mean, on site. And that's what a lot of people like, when you freestyling, and I give all the credit because there's some people out there who can freestyle better than a lot of people can write. Like Black Rain, you know what I mean, he one of them. Again, B Chubb could freestyle crazy all day long. My man D Fresh in Louisville, crazy with it. So I don't feel like I do that because I don't necessarily like to just freestyle. I can, but it's not like my specialty. It's not something I like to do. So it's just that when I'm creating a song, I do just sit down and I just think of whatever the song gonna be, and I just keep on going over it in my head. And then when I get in the booth, it's just like I don't have a pen or a pad, and you know what I mean. So, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it freestyle because, like you said, it is preconceived. Like I might freestyle 4 bars, but then I go back and add to those 4 bars or change them. It ain't like I just keep on going. To be honest, like, and people are gonna be like, what does she mean? Like, I'm not really tripping on necessarily a major deal. Like, I'm cool with being a major independent. Like, I got Hustle Honey Entertainment right now. I'm trying to, you know, get that kind of solidified and a foundation for that all the way together. And if a major label came in with the right deal, that's great. But I'm not willing to sell my soul for a little bit of money. Like, and that's just the bottom line, because I know my hustle, and that's part of my grind. Like, I can get out and sell CDs and all of that, sell them on the internet and get my money. Like, I don't have to, you know what I mean, go into a 360 deal for $50,000. Like, that don't make no sense. You know what I mean? I can't even pay off my bills with that. Like, hopefully if a label is smart, then they'll see that all of the groundwork is done, and they'll come in and they'll offer me some real paper and know that we're gonna be able to get some money, and that's cool. Like, so I'm definitely not saying I don't want a major deal. I just want the right one. I don't want no nickel and dime dope fiend deal. That's not what's up. Shouts out to everybody in Cleveland, to D. Loren, Quincy, my man Eddie Bauer. They all really held me down. The Ohio Hip Hop Awards was a wonderful experience, mainly because they treated us like stars. And a lot of times in Cincinnati, I don't know what the deal be, but sometimes with the radio, not everybody at the radio, but sometimes with the radio, some of the promoters, they don't really understand the effect or the following that local artists have. And because of that, they kind of treat you like peons sometimes. And you know what I mean? That can be real discouraging. But at the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, I mean, they did an excellent job of really treating us like stars, from us having our own dressing rooms to getting like a real live rehearsal and sound check and all of that. It was just real professional. So it was a great atmosphere. And I was actually nominated for 4 or 5 awards. I think it was 5 if I'm not mistaken. But I won the Best Female Artist Award, and I was runner-up for Best New Artist. The other ones I was nominated, it was Best New Artist, Best Female Artist, Mixtape of the Year, Single of the Year, and Viewer's Choice. So yeah, 5 altogether. I just got the cover actually of The Leak. So check me out at theleakmagazine.com. Shouts out to Ladina in Indianapolis. She definitely doing her thing. So The Leak Magazine. I was also featured in Around the Town magazine. I've had a couple write-ups in Ozone, and my picture's been in Ozone magazine. So those are like the main publications. Oh, and I'm nominated for the for a Cincinnati Entertainment Award, which is put on by City Beat. So that's a local magazine here, you know, that's pretty popular. So, yeah, City Beat magazine. So I've done a few different little magazines and stuff like that. So I'm real grateful for the exposure. Okay, well, the mixtape that I have out right now is Murder, She Wrote. And I did that, it's about, I want to say it's maybe 17 songs or so. I mean, it's been done for a little minute, so I'm on working on something else. But I actually only had 3 features on there, which was 2 R&B acts and then a hip-hop act that I was working with, Frank Talley. Shouts out to him. So Murder, She Wrote was just all me, really. You know what I mean? Besides those 3 features, just to let you know what I can do, you know, on the lyrical level, as far as just being able to create songs, letting people know that I really can create songs. I can do singles. I can do all of that. So I got a real great response from Murder, She Wrote. It did what it was supposed to do. My next project is actually a mixtape album called Hustler's Wife. So that'll be out first quarter of next year. And it's really just going to touch on just on a street level. Like, everybody doing the glitz and glam and rock, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, like, we still got the same problems that we've been having, you know what I mean? And it's really, Hustler's Wife is really coming from a woman's perspective, as far as just dealing with a guy who in the streets. Like, that becomes your world, you know what I mean? Like, you think different, you live different, all of that. So that's kind of what it's based on. And I got the title from the name of a book. I believe it's by Nikki Turner, Hustler's Wife. So it's not necessarily based on the book, but it's just based on what young girls go through growing up, dealing with guys who are in the streets and stuff. Well, actually, right now, I'm still working with different artists, but I don't necessarily have any artists under Hustle Honey. And the main thing was because I felt like, best way to put it, like, if the head ain't right, then the body gonna fall. You know what I mean? So before, like, a lot of people, especially in Cincinnati, it's like a lot of people they bite off more than they can chew. You know what I mean? So when I started Hustle Honey Entertainment, it was because I wanted to help other artists, but I want to really be in position to do that. And right now, by me being ahead, I have to really focus on what I got going on, make sure I get that out right, and then it'll be easier to open up the door for the other artists. So I still got a lot of artists, you know what I mean, that I collaborate with and things of that sort, but they're not necessarily with Hustle Honey right now. So, but I mean, I'm the main Hustle Honey. You know what I mean? I got a team, my dancers and all that, though. Hustle Honey dancers, like, they come in, they help me with my promotions. The shows be crazy. So, yeah, like, we still keeping it moving, but I'm really just working on getting a foundation straight right now. I just want to say to all of the females who trying to come up in Cincinnati, do not feel like you have the need to come in my head. That is not the way to do it. Like, people be getting that twisted. Like, if you come at me, you gonna really, like, dead yourself. You know what I mean? It's gonna end up being DOA. I'm a cool person. I love to help you out in any way. I'm not one of those people who feel like I gotta be on the top by myself. You know what I mean? But if you don't come correctly, we gonna have a problem. So if you see me in the streets, feel free to approach me. It's different females that hit me up on MySpace all the time and holler at me. Like I said, if you need advice, whatever I can do to help you, you know, like get around some of the obstacles that I had to face, I'd be more than happy to do that. So definitely hit me. But at the end of the day, no matter what your approach is with me, make sure you stay on your grind. Don't let no nigga tell you that you can't do something or that you need him to do it. You know what I mean? If you got the will and determination, you able to get it done on your own. With that being said, shouts out to DJ Drizzle, Judy Jones, my homeboy Kill Will Sparks. He produced the track for I'm a Boss. Everybody else out there that's looking out for me, Remedy, me, Montana, you know what I mean? That's definitely family right there. So if I forgot you, wasn't intentional. I say, he in the trunk kicking and screaming like 215s. Somebody should have told me not to war with the queen. She got a gang of goons and army fatigue. Nights with some armor and AR-15s. Leave rounds in your nouns, people, places, and things like your honey, your home, and your SUV. Baby seed in the back, and we aiming to miss that. But sometimes things just happen. Call it a mishap. I ain't really mean that. Won't touch the rug wet, but I will break his motherfucker like a Kit Kat. Put it to his head and go click clack. If he wet his pants, he a bitch, man. I call that a piss test.